children, and it was a one day. What did you think of that first attempt? And thanks for finding me. And we're going to go inside now and talk. I want to talk about immigration Irish style, and it's something that's really, really close to my heart because, believe it or not, I'm one of mostly the majority in the United States because we are a nation of immigrants. And I'd just like to share with you why, when you're 24 years old and you have the deepest roots in the world in your homeland. In my own case, I was a newspaper man. I was a retained fireman. I drove taxis. I was in the Boys Brigade. I was high up in my church. And to suddenly leave and go 6,200 miles, it's kind of scary when you think about it. Funny enough, it didn't scare me. I left Ireland because of my wife. My wife was a wee bit more forward-looking than I was, and she could see the troubles of the 60s coming to Belfast in Northern Ireland, and she decided she wanted to get out. We had 2 wee girls. I saw she was serious, and at that time in immigration, we could go to Canada, Australia, or New Zealand on what they called an assisted passage. You would pay £10, which at that time was $30. You would go to the country of your choice. They would find you work, and in a year, you'd pay back the fare which they paid to get you there. 3 of my buddies ended up going to Vietnam. I didn't because John Kennedy changed the law in 1963 that if you're married with 2 children, you didn't have to go to Vietnam. So I get on the El Capitan, and we get into Chicago, and I see this big, huge, I would say, pie eater, a man who was just huge, and he had 20 of the most beautiful women I ever saw in my life with him. So I said to one of the red caps, I said, "What's going on there? Who's that?" And he says, "Oh, that gentleman doesn't fly. That's Jackie Gleason going out to the coast with all his cousins." And it was Jackie Gleason got on the train. I didn't know who Jackie Gleason was until afterwards. You had to prove that he could not find an American to do the job. So we ended up now today with a lottery. If you want to emigrate to America, you go to Dublin for both North and South, and you put your name in, and they have a lottery. And to give you an idea how the lottery works, I used to bring a singer out here called Bobby Hamilton back in the 70s and the 80s. Bobby put his name in the lottery 3 times, and he still hasn't been called, so it's a lot harder to get in. But I can understand why, because coming in here with no money in your pocket and 2 wee kids and just a family, you figure, I'm going to be broke. What am I going to do? $26 in your pocket, but a paycheck coming on Tuesday, and that's what makes America great. You come out here and you work, and you will be successful and have a good attitude. And I have to say, I fell in love with the country, and there's 2 things I'd like to end with. Outside of, again, falling in love, having kids and all, I just like to say, God bless Kiwanis, and in my case, God bless the USA. I love it. Thank you very much. I have to remember one person who has been a big part of my life for the last 27 years, and that's my wife, Sue. And you don't do fundraising, you don't do charity work unless you have somebody behind helping or pushing, in the case of Susie, who helps me get into a lot of stuff, and I appreciate it. Susie's a great lass and a good fundraiser in her own right, with the Seroptimus International of the Canal, I might add, a fine group of professional women that you would ever meet. Thank you.